Are Wizard of Oz collectors getting priced out of their own hobby? Let's discuss. Hello fellow Ozians, and welcome to the channel. Recently, I've been getting different comments about how different Wizard of Oz items that I've discussed here on the channel have now become more expensive. I've also gotten another comment claiming that I'm lying to y'all about how much I'm actually paying for these items. Yeah, that's a real wild one. Anyways, let's discuss some different theories and ideas on what might actually be going on. Obviously, the Wizard of Oz isn't exactly a topic that we see everywhere as far as different items for sale all of the time. It's not like other big brands that, for instance, always have some large section in the toy aisles. Oz has never been gifted that much shelf space. So, a lot of the items that, of course, you and me are going to want are either no longer produced, vintage, or maybe even antique. Which means that there is a limited supply, since it's no longer made, of those items, which will, of course, dictate pricing. All of this is what I think stems the conversation of, man, isn't everything expensive? Now, the word expensive is somewhat relative. Because what you might consider expensive, I might not consider expensive. Or the opposite. You could have something that you consider not expensive at all, but I look at it and say, well, I'm not paying that. So I think the first thing to figure out and kind of realize for yourself as a collector is what is that price range that you consider expensive, and maybe this is different with the item that you're talking about. I can say for myself that I have different thresholds for different items and how much I'm willing to pay. So there isn't exactly a one-size-fits-all for this conversation of expensive. But let's talk about vintage movie posters just for a second. Many years ago, one of the different avenues that I wanted to go down as far as expanding my Wizard of Oz collection was incorporating original movie posters into my collection. And out of all of the movies, I wanted to have an original from the 1939 film. Now, owning an original poster that was from the original release of the MGM film is going to be mega expensive. So I decided to try and find one of the re-release posters. And one of these I have covered in a video, and I'll have that one linked down below if you haven't seen it. And it is this poster, the 1972 re-release of MGM's The Wizard of Oz. And I spent a whopping $60 on this poster. Yep, that's it. And I love this poster. I think the artwork is beautiful, and I'm so excited to still have this one in my collection. Sure, it's not from 1939. I don't care, because I have at least one vintage poster that's in my collection that is original. So for the most part, I haven't spent too much on my original movie posters. Now, let's say that this doesn't interest you at all, and you just want to have little 13 by 17, whatever size they are, reproductions of different Wizard of Oz movie posters on your walls. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's another great compromise if you don't want to have these huge one-sheet posters everywhere, like what I do. That's a great compromise as far as space is concerned. Recently, I've noticed that there are a lot of newer, younger Wizard of Oz collectors that are now starting to acquire different older pieces. This is, of course, causing the prices of those pieces to go up because the demand for that item is now becoming more sought after. This is also something else that I've noticed even with things that I have covered on my channel, whether they were something that was a little more common or maybe something that was rarer. It's an unfortunate byproduct of letting the world know, hey, I think this thing is really cool, and that's why I own it. To which, of course, y'all also followed with, that is cool, and I want it. Which then causes the price to go up, because the demand for that item is going up. And as I said earlier, it doesn't help that these items have a limited number that are here because they're no longer being made. So whatever was made is all that we can get our hands on. There are certain items that unfortunately will kind of always be expensive, and that's not knocking anyone's budget, because there are obviously certain things that I'll never own. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I know that I'll never own an original costume from the 1939 film, or any other Wizard of Oz film, because I don't have the budget for that. Neither do I know what I would do with that. Being for real here. Because I would be so scared that that would get damaged in any kind of way, because obviously this isn't a museum. This is just a house. So I'm glad they're in museums with people who know how to preserve those items so that we can all enjoy them. But I can tell you that one of the, maybe not more affordable, but it certainly won't be as expensive as buying items separately, is if you buy an entire set of something, or if you can buy someone's whole collection and get a good price for it. My collection has expanded numerous times from different collectors' collections being incorporated into mine. And each time that I did it, I looked at each individual item and how much those items were worth, and what I got each time far exceeded the amount that I paid for those collections. And I recognize that you're probably going to sit there and say, but what if I don't like everything that's in their collection? Well, you don't have to keep it, because I didn't either. With each collection that I bought, I didn't keep everything. I got rid of different items that I didn't want. And that's okay. With some of them, I completely recouped and actually made a little bit of money off of what I didn't want. And there's nothing wrong with that. Collecting is not always something of just continuously gathering items. Sometimes we weed through our own collections and then incorporate new items. It's not a one-size-fits-all, kind of like what I talked about earlier. Collecting is a wild, open adventure. And I know that it might be really frustrating when a certain item that you might want gets out of a price range of something that you're willing to pay. I know, I've been there, but keep your eyes peeled, because sometimes those deals come, and I have absolutely been there for some of them to be able to bring those items into my collection. And other times, I've just had to wait. I know it can be frustrating sometimes, but I love collecting Wizard of Oz, anything really, and surrounding myself in this room with all of these really cool items. In the past, I helped different collectors find items that they were looking for to add to their Wizard of Oz collections. If there's anything that you're having trouble finding for maybe the price that you want, I've got all of my contact information down in the description below. Send me a message and maybe I can help you find exactly what you're looking for in the price range that hopefully works for you. Happy collecting, everyone! And if you liked that video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. New videos are posted every 2 weeks on the 15th and last day of each month. And if that doesn't satisfy your appetite for Oz, follow the link in the description to ozclub.org and join the International Wizard of Oz Club. Until next time, bye y'all.